Welcome to Half-Breeds Podcast. We're not here to find your spirit animal. For all you people who don't want your spirit animal, sit back, relax, drink your Pepsi, eat your fry bread, and enjoy the show.
Dóone'é, you're listening to Half-Breeds Podcast. Today we're going to talk about something at the core of who we are, our identities, and this thing called blood quantum. We want to keep this space open for learning, reflection, and growth. That means we might not get everything right the first time, and that's okay. We're learning, unlearning, and coming back to ourselves. And as we grow, we'll revisit these conversations and update how we see things, because that's what Half-Breeds is about, finding our way back to belonging, one story at a time. Acting Attorney General of the Navajo Nation Department of Justice, Colin Bradley, put an opinion piece out that states that, did he put an opinion piece out?
Yeah, 13-page opinion piece.
Oh, good. That's good to know. I thought it was something else.
I thought it was policy.
Well, anyway, he states that the blood quantum rule violates Navajo law and tradition. For generations, we've been told that our identity could be measured like math. A quarter this, a half that. But we know our belonging isn't about numbers. It's about relationships, stories, and And here's the hard part. If we move beyond blood quantum, how do we keep our communities safe from pretendians or people who perform indigeneity for popularity, jobs, or money? We're diving into that tension of how sovereignty and accountability can work together and how Diné law already gives us the tools to protect ourselves. Let's get our tits out. Let's get into this.
Let's go in. Tits out.
That's all I ever heard. Half-breed, now I learn every word. Half-breed, I'm no good, they won't.
Dóone'é, welcome back to another episode
Of Half-Breeds Podcast.
Yep. And as you heard, we are continuing our talk about blood quantum because it's so interesting, isn't it, guys?
So interesting. Ew, what are you doing?
Choking on my fire
Your
sucker.
Shot a fireball?
Oh, no, my sucker. It's all gone now.
You choked it? Choked it all down?
Yeah. So, yeah, blood quantum. Speaking of red things.
This blood is red.
Yeah. I never knew that was what blood meant. That was the word for blood.
This.
Till I saw it on your door.
Oh, I wrote it on my door. Yeah.
You wrote it. You had like a
sign.
a sign.
Yeah.
What was it?
Sleep this.
Why did you have that?
Because I was going to start a death metal band called Sleep This.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, I'd do that. But all the lyrics would be in Navajo.
Oh. I wonder if there's a band out there. Is there a heavy metal band that does that? That didn't have one?
Navajo? Yeah, well, there's some Navajo metal bands. There's some pretty good ones.
That do it in Diné?
I haven't listened to all their stuff, but what I've heard was in English.
So, yeah, we're going to be talking about this article that I came across. This was actually yesterday not yesterday. It was actually last week. This article came out in the Navajo Times on the 23rd. So if you haven't prescribed to the Navajo Times, please do so. Look up that date. There's only a snippet of it. If you look it up right now, because they do want you to subscribe, they need to get paid. So it's a good way to support the Navajo Nation too. But anyways, so Attorney General of the Navajo Nation Department of Justice, Colin Bradley, put an opinion out that talks about blood quantum rule violating Navajo Nation law and tradition.
That's true.
And I've always
Yeah, I read the article as well too.
I've always wondered how they came up with this fractions of these fractions. I always was told, and I always thought that it stopped. Like you can't claim anything before 1/2. So I didn't know that if I had children, they would be considered Navajo or have a CIB. I mean, as you know, we learning about our identities, especially when I learn about mine. Sorry. As I learned about my identity, that of course it took a long time to not figure it out, but just
to understand.
Yeah, understand my own identity, that I'm Diné. That's who I am. And if I'm Diné, my kids are Diné.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell them that all the time. But I didn't know if that they would have a CIB.
If they'd need a piece of paper to prove it.
Right. So right now, to me, like, and even in doing this thesis, I talk about a lot. And for the non-native listeners, is about relationships. Initially, it is the word for community, but it also talks about the relationships within the community that we have and how that's important. So, yeah, I think with my kids, knowing that who I am, I have to tell them who they are too, because, you know, this is their Navajo because of me. And
I think that'll make it easier for them, like you telling them and them hearing it from you, because I didn't hear that from my parents, who I was.
oh, did you ever ask?
Like, am I Navajo? Am I white? And they're all like, shut up.
Are you serious?
No, they just
Well,
say,
what?
They just say, well, what do you think you are? Or how do you feel? I'm like, well, I feel Navajo.
Do you ever feel, or now I'm asking you how you felt, but do you ever feel like when they said, oh, how do you feel? Like they wanted to say that white was equally as important as being Navajo?
Well, I think whatever I said, they'd be like, yeah, okay.
So if you said you were white, they'd be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you ever say that?
No.
Did you ever check like both boxes when you were growing up?
No, I always checked Native American.
Or American Indian?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, I told you that before.
Sorry, I've got a million things.
You just don't listen.
I do.
I do.
That's what Jackson says. I do. It's like, nope, you're going to go to bed because you're not listening. I do.
Like you didn't eat all your food, so you don't get your cookie. I do. Okay. But then he gets his cookie anyways.
So did you know that I did that?
That you get cookies?
No,
Yes.
I checked both boxes when I was a kid.
Oh, no, I didn't. Why would you do that?
I don't know. Why would I do that?
Remember, I got a book. I haven't read it all yet, but it's called Both, Not Half.
Oh.
So it's going to be talking about how mixed race kids, they're both and not just half. So I'm not half Navajo. I'm both Navajo. That's what it means.
But to indigenous peoples, claiming that whiteness is a whole nother thing. I don't know about other half-breeds out there who are half white and half Navajo, if they claim their whiteness. I only know of other mixed race Navajos who are like half Mexican, half black. But there's a word for that in our language. When we're talking about the clan systems, that's how we identified ourselves, is through those clan systems.
What word are you talking about?
So when I say there's a word for that, I kind of got ahead of myself, but I was talking about there's a word for Black. There's a word for Mexican. There's a word for, when I looked at the clan system, there's pretty much a word for how we identify ourselves. And that's what we're starting to do instead of saying, like, for instance, Kia ani nishlen bilagana bashishchi. I don't say bilagana bashishchi anymore. I say Kia ani nishlen ketsene bashishchi tabahe dashache. And I use a new word for Italian. I say daga klejene dashanale.
Oh, yeah.
And I have asked people who are educated in the Diné, which is the Navajo language, whether or not that's okay to use or okay to say. And they said that they haven't heard otherwise, or they haven't heard of a language of what to call Italians. There's so many different ways to say it. But I guess it's how you identify. And there are plenty of articles. There's actually a book about adopted clans, kinship, and just even like our clans in general, who they are and their roles and how they came to be. But there's a really good article out there by Christina Jacobson and Shirley Ann Bowman, if any of our listeners are interested. It talks, the title is called Don't Even Talk to Me If You're Kia Ani Towering House. And it's about adopted clans, kinship, and blood in Navajo country. So it talks about those different systems and how we come to be and how we identify, which is a really good article. I think this ties to what the Attorney General was talking about.
Bradley?
Yeah. So
Ketsune, I would say that too.
Yeah, you would say that. So you're my relations.
On the Bilagana side, huh?
Yeah, Ketsune translates to Danish American.
Danish. And then for my dad's mom, my Nelly, I would say Beish bitch.
Yeah, very good. German.
That's German. So
Yeah,
I'm
sick.
trying to get so I'm trying to get those into my vernacular because I'm so used to saying Bilagana dashanale aro.
Well, that's just like how Radmilla Cody came up with the clan system for black people.
Instead of saying Jini.
Yeah, because that to them, even to her, she was talking about how that term was derogatory.
Mm-hmm.
So she went to her elder, she went to a medicine man, she went to whomever and just talked about like how else can we say this? Like how can we identify? Because it's part of your identity. And that's important too. Because and like incorporating the Navajo language into it, it just brings more life into it.
That's what's so cool about the Navajo language. It's so descriptive, and you can describe anything and make a word for anything.
Yeah.
And that's why it was used in, code talkers.
Right. And Ketsune translates to those who wear wooden shoes. So it's like for Danish, the Netherlands.
Clogs.
Finnish people. Those people who generally live in that area.
So the new clans will be like those who wear Crocs. Not Ketsune. It'll be a different word.
Language beautifully changes over time. It's never set in stone, but it's
fluid.
Yes, and there's no right way. I don't know if there's necessarily a wrong way. It's there.
Well, we were even looking for specific phrases, English phrases to like translate in Navajo. And a lot of people were saying them different, but it's the same thing. And
when I was coming across Italian, I saw somebody describe it as daga Tlachi, and I'm like, red mustache? We don't have red mustaches. So I say Dóone'é, just black mustaches because
that's more accurate for
yeah,
Italian.
yeah, because when I asked somebody else about it, they were like, that's more like Irish or even Scottish. And I'm just like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, red mustache.
Yeah, it would make sense. Or beard. Daga means like beard, mustache.
Mine's white then.
So that's what I say. I think that's fun. It's so fun, right?
I'm just making up class.
I'm just making up class. But I'm using the Navajo language to do that. I think that's language. Obviously, it brings community together, brings people together. It ties those relationships. Those who also identify as Italian can say that. That's what brings us together. We are identified by those relationships, our clan system, our Dóone'é.
Clans, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so anyways, he was talking about how this blood quantum rule violates Navajo law. And I'm so glad somebody brought it up. At first I was like, uh-oh, are they going to do away with the quarter blood quantum, which means, what does that mean for our kids? You know?
Yeah, no more IHS.
Right? And obviously, as we said in a previous episode, we did talk a little bit about blood quantum and the origins of it. But when did it start for Navajo people?
They put it into effect on Navajo land in 1953. And the article said that's what they uncovered. So it's been in effect for 72 years.
And not once have they gone back to change any of that. No one's revisited that. They just kind of left it as it was.
And the article also says they never even explained how they came up with the 1/4
The
fraction
1/4 rule. Yeah. Which is, it's so bizarre. And you want to know what's so messed up is that people don't put fathers on their birth certificates. That's just the way it is now. Because, you know, lots of hoeing be going around. Just kidding. Even the dads, ew, they're the biggest hoes. They run away from their responsibilities. They just know how to make families.
They get bored and they go to another part of the res and start a new family.
Yep, they do. And so that messes up that adds to the whole blood quantum when you have someone, and that's happened within our family too, someone who's obviously full-blooded.
Diné.
But because their father's not listed on the birth certificate, they're automatically deemed half.
Yeah.
That ruins it.
And that's not constitutional according to Navajo Constitution.
But
Navajo
even
laws.
in more like just the way we are, that doesn't sound like who we are. And before the 1953 ruling of this blood quantum bullshit, like I think about how my grandparents, they were married in 1954. So like legally married. I mean, I bet they were married like sooner than that. Legally married in 1954, I want to say. And so this just came about then. But what is the practice that they learned growing up of who they were and how they identified? And it was through this clan system. Now, my question is, how does this protect us from pretendians? Like, do you think like people can learn about our clan systems and like just make it up?
Yeah, it's all online, everything.
So say someone romanticizes just being Diné, because I know of an academic scholar who says that they are part Diné, but never stated their clan. Like, who gets to be Indian? Oh, that's a book that just came out. It's in the mail right now. I can't wait to read it.
Your check is in the mail.
My book is in the mail.
Your your library book is in the mail.
So who gets to
Whoever
claim
makes
that?
up their clans. No, it's got to tie back to the community and to where you're from.
It's a very good question to think about of who gets to claim indigeneity, who gets to be Indian, who and how, why? Because there's a whole list of pretendians out there.
Oh yeah, Jacqueline Keeler.
Yeah, she put out a list. And then there's another website that I found. It has a whole list. It's called pretendians.com. And it gives you like all of the people who claim indigeneity and who have made a profit off of being indigenous.
Claiming to be indigenous.
And one in particular that was really gut-wrenching for me, just because she has a great book out, is Andrea Smith.
Conquest.
Author of Conquest. So she had, since 1991, for instance, I'm just going to give you an example, that she claimed to be Cherokee. I mean, that's pretty much what most people say they are, is Cherokee. And
their great-grandmother was a Cherokee princess.
Yes. And thanks to their blood quantum rule, you could be 1% and
1% Cherokee
and be included in their tribe.
Dang.
Which is wild to me, because it then loses its meaning of having those relationships and keeping that culture and tradition alive, just because you get to say that you've got like that 1% in you. That's like with the 23andMe. So dumb.
It just dilutes it so much.
It's so weird. Anyway, she claims like since 1991 that she's Cherokee. She's never, when asked about it, she's never really said why or how she knows that. But she's never been enrolled in a recognized Cherokee tribe. You can trace your lineage through the Dawes rule if you're wondering if you're Cherokee, if someone has told you that. I think we mentioned that before. I'll say it again. There was a genealogist, it says on here, David Cornsilk, who has said Smith hired him twice to research her claims of heritage and found no evidence of Cherokee ancestry for her. So at least she was like trying to find out if she was indeed Native.
Mm-hmm.
And her book is really good. I feel like that it does bring awareness to violence against Native women's, how it came to be and all that.
So you think it does, her book is doing more good than harm?
I think that knowing that she's not Cherokee kind of like does a little bit of harm. But she is working with the community, or she has worked with the community in getting that. It's just such a great area. I don't know. Like maybe she does take away from other Indigenous scholars who have performed that research, who don't get that recognition for all the work that they've done. So that's a problem. But her statement was that she's always been and always will be Cherokee.
Yeah.
And she's consistently identified herself based on what she knew to be true, that her enrollment status doesn't impact her identity or continued commitment to organizing for justice for Native communities. So, and then for us Diné, we adopt all of these different clans. Like I said, there's just like so many different groups. What I found out about the Tabahes, because you got your 4 basic clans, correct?
Like the 4 food groups. You got the 4
The 4 basic clans, which are, babe, do you know them?
Kinyaani,
Mm-hmm.
Hanagatni,
Yes, that's you.
Sitnajini, or
That's you again, but no, that's not it.
what's a big one? Maidishkijni.
And then Torechini.
Oh, Torechini.
So what I learned about Tabahes is that it's a clan. It's the Water's Edge clan, or a clan that is considered to be Pueblo rather than Diné in origin. So I'm just giving you an example. The language that the people of Tabahe, the Water's Edge clan, spoke was more like modern Navajo language spoken today than that which members of the other clans spoke. So Tabahe introduced their language as lingua franca,
That French.
that all gravitate towards, and Navajos as a group even eventually agreed to allow this version of the language to become the one they regard as the Navajo language.
Athabaskan.
That's probably why I say Kiani and not the other. But yeah, we have adopted all these different clans like Hanagahni. There's a really cool story about that, about your clan. So there's this quote it's a story. For example, there was members of a then nameless clan from the west that lived in Apache County, south of Diné for a total of 7 years. After finally deciding to return north to join other Navajos, they were named by an older Apache woman who begins walking around them to demonstrate and embody the name she will soon give them. And there's a quote. This story has been passed down. So it says, "You came to live with us without a name," she said to them. "And for 7 years you have dwelt among us without a name. Without a name, you have been our good friends. Without a name, you have exchanged stories with our own people. Well, you should not leave us unnamed. That is why I have walked around with you. From now on, you shall be known as Hanagani, the one he walks around one clan." That's what it says. The he walks around one clan. "Henceforth, you shall no longer be nameless." Why does this sound biblical?
I don't know. The style is written in. I ain't never heard that story. So they're saying Hanagani was named by an Apache woman?
Yes.
That
she was
just-
walking around with them.
They're just walking around down Yellow Brick Road.
What were they doing? Were they herding sheep?
Maybe.
Just like,
That guy keeps walking around me.
and we're just looking at you like, why are they just walking around down there? They do that year after year. We're already on year 5 now. How many years are they going to do this?
Aren't they dizzy yet? They're just walking around in circles.
So there's all kinds of stories that's worth looking into of how our clan system, like how we've adopted it and what it means to us and our identity. So I agree that those relationships, that's what keeps us having those relationships, because when you name your clans, you find out who's related to you. That's how we keep tabs on each other.
That's how we find out who our cousins are.
Yeah. And hopefully it's before you make out with them.
Yeah, that's why you got to see your clans first before you start messing around.
So who is a pretendian that you were shocked was a pretendian, or is like, oh man?
Oh, Buffy St. Marie. I was like,
Really?
What? No way. No. I don't know. I knew Johnny Depp was on there.
Did you think he was Comanche?
No, I didn't. But is he listed on that website?
I should be, huh?
Yeah.
It's funny when people like have brown hair, brown eyes, they just like, you know what? I think I have some Indian in me.
Well, I always think it's like stolen valor and how these people pretend they're like soldiers or they served in the military and they never did, but they dress up like it and they try to act like, and then they'll get called out and like, okay, well, what was your MO or what were you stationed? And they don't know. Then stolen valor, and they tear off their patches, and they can even be like charged for that. And, like charges can be pressed against them. But for claiming indigeneity, like being a pretendian, like people claiming their tribes are even a lot claim tribes that aren't even federally recognized. So you can't like look up what
people are getting smarter.
Yeah. There should be like, I don't know. How do you hold them accountable? How do you stop that? Well, this website's a good start. Posting them up and showing people like what they did and who they really are.
So when we recently came across this website, what surprised me was Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz, who is the author of
Dunbar?
John Dunbar.
Is that
Dances with Wolves.
John Dunbar's daughter?
She's the author of Dances with Wolves. I was trying to see if I have that book. It's called Histories of
Native Americans.
Histories of Dances with Wolves.
Histories of Zamana Tatonko Wachimayelo.
Oh my gosh. It's an indigenous people's history of the United States.
Uh-oh. That's the book you mainly use to reference in your thesis, right?
It's the main one. I have to change my whole thesis. Stupid.
Oh no. That one in Conquest.
Those two I used. Oh shit. I'm in deep shit now. Stupid. I did not do that. I made sure I used legit indigenous scholars. This was surprising. Well, I didn't have a chance to really look into her.
Where did you hear about her to begin with?
So to begin with, I first heard of her because this book was used as a textbook.
Oh, in one of your classes?
In one of the classes that I was going to take that I didn't end up taking. And she too.
She too.
Guess what tribe? No, I was kidding.
Turkey?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes. She too said that, well, she had claims that her mother was of Cherokee descent. She initially self-identified as having Cheyenne ancestry, but she subsequently acknowledged that she is white. She has since claimed to be of Cherokee descent.
And that white Cherokee.
And that her mother denied her native ancestry after marrying into a white family. So where did she get Ortiz? Is she married? I want to know.
Yeah, she married a Nakai.
So she could say that.
She's like, I'm Mexican now.
But in 2021 on C-SPAN 2, she said, I never had ties with anything. It's pretty certain that probably my mother was not Cherokee. There's no tracing it. I certainly would not call myself Cherokee after saying she was. Yeah. Why do people do that? Is because, like, did you not know you were going to get popular or what?
Because they got caught. So they just say, no, I didn't. I did that.
So anyways, that's interesting. So I recently found that out about her. And I think Salem's learning they're using that book in his history class.
Oh, in his high school class.
Yeah, which is, I guess, okay. But I mean, like, it brings, God, God, I don't know how to say this. It's so like conundrum-y. While on one hand, you're like, okay, it's giving you information.
He's reading a book.
And that. But on the other hand,
there's other books that would be better.
Yeah, like who gets to teach indigenous histories?
And why did his teacher pick this book? I wonder.
I don't think when...
Wonder.
Do you think like... Well, I think, obviously.
You think?
Yeah, I do think.
Well, I think too, you know?
Obviously, Billiganas don't think about like, oh, is this author indigenous? Just because they wrote an indigenous book.
They see the title and they're like, that book.
Yes. I don't know. Well, this actually happened. Somebody, a native scholar brought another guest speaker I wasn't there for. I think I talked about this in the past. But this person romanticized indigeneity and did a little song and prayer.
Cool.
And it was weird.
Yeah, I bet it would be. Like cringe, huh?
Very cringe. And that happens. And it
Only
happens
if
here
you
at
were
these
there.
institutions. Like, what the fuck? Why? How are people just too free? They're not even ashamed.
That's some Sedona stuff right there.
So other pretendians are like Buffy St. Marie, Sasheen Littlefeather. That's like another shocking one. Her real name is Maria Luis Cruz. And that's the one, if you don't know Sasheen Littlefeather.
I think I know who she is.
Do you remember?
Did she accept the award for Marlon Brando? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I know.
So someone tapped into her ancestry and called her out on it.
Dang, busted.
She is Nakai, but I don't know. Like, who claims indigeneity?
Yeah, but what tribe
But
was she saying
she was saying, that's right. You're right. So she was saying that she was White Mountain Apache.
Oh, okay.
We know White Mountain Apache.
Yeah, Kie. That's it.
And Yaki. Yaki?
Yucky.
Is it Yakui? Yaki? Is that?
Yukwi.
Oh my gosh. I am so sorry if I'm offending Yakis.
Yucky? Is it yucky?
Is it Yaki?
That's yucky.
I apologize if I'm offending a Yakian.
Just stop.
I know, right? Shut up. Yeah, so who gets to be native?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to go back to acting attorney general.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Bradley.
I kind of like trailed off here. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I wanted to bring up those two scenarios he brought up in the article. So one scenario is there's a native kid that said like full-blooded native kid living in the city, didn't speak the language, and he has papers that says he's Diné.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another kid that doesn't have papers. He lives on the reservation in his community. He speaks Navajo, and because he doesn't have his papers, he can't get a CIB.
Right.
And so he was talking about like those two situations.
Yeah.
And they do happen it is a real situation.
Yeah. So the example, he contrasted like two hypothetical children. One who lives away from the Navajo Nation. can't speak Navajo, which is typical, but he meets the blood quantum requirement or the blood requirement. And then you have another child who speaks the language, who practices ceremonies, follows clan rules and all of that stuff, but he lacks the paperwork. But only the first child mentioned can enroll and access rights to scholarships, to voting, and Navajo employment as preference, or claiming, or fulfilling the preference or requirement for Navajo employment. And that happens. It does. And it's sad when that our nation is really like all about blood quantum. It's very colonial. I don't know what happened. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of bullshit things going on in the Navajo Nation. If you haven't been reading up on what our own president is doing and his council, it involves a lot of mismanagement of fundings. Just the things that he's doing it's just not good for the community. And to me, it's like, when did we, I don't know, like, we're here now. And why are we following this white system? Like, why are we copying this government? We need to be back doing our own ways and making women in charge. Be better, just saying. How do we protect the rights of Navajo children?
I like where he does say in the article that children do not choose how much blood quantum they have.
Yeah.
So it's not their choice. They're brought into this world.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I like that too.
But how do we help them?
He says, because Navajo children are our most precious resources, their right to participate in the growth of the nation can't be denied merely because they fall below the 1/4 blood threshold. To otherwise deny them enrollment unjustly punishes them and violates our highest law. It doesn't say necessarily how we can protect them, but I think that if we did away with this blood quantum, it does protect future generations of Navajo children, of our peoples. That's what I'm getting at from this conclusion of the article.
Yeah, they're mainly saying that blood quantum is colonial, and
it is, yeah.
And to do it on a case by case, like to allow people in the tribe on a case by case basis, going off where they're from, who they are, what they did, who they did,
ugly,
and how they want to be done.
Who they did.
So I told them I did fire it, and they're like, all right, you could get in.
Okay.
I wore my shirt.
I was going to say that also, I was thinking about your blood quantum and how it was calculated, which is really weird because
Really weird.
It's weird because your mom was born before this whole blood quantum thing. You realize that?
Yeah.
So how did they come up with hers? It's so messed up. Like how
They didn't even have calculators back then.
No, it's just messed up that her
Abacus.
her first language is Navajo, and she identified as Navajo, like even her dad did, your grandpa.
Yeah.
So for them to be like, you know what? No, you're not part of, or so and so, like your grandparent, one of them isn't Navajo. Like that's just weird. It's weird.
Yeah, and then that just went down the line onto me.
Yeah, and to our kid. It's
our
kid.
Keeps going.
And it doesn't work either when you adopt a kid. Like, they can't be Navajo, which is weird. Weird. I keep saying that. It's what how Jackson says weird. Yeah, it just, when you adopt a kid too, and not being able to put your clan system for their clans or anything like that, or how they can't enroll because they don't have that. I don't think it's right, because if you look at your lines, someone in your family's adopted. Nobody has purebred lines anywhere unless you're royalty.
There's no straight trees, and even royalty is all ancestral.
It is ancestral. That's the only way they keep track of their lines.
Game of Thrones is real.
But there is a lot of bastards out there.
Bastards are banished.
Bastards. There's a lot of those out there.
Bastardos.
So that's what I found interesting about this article, is that I hope, does that mean how do they abolish that? Like, can they just be like, all right, we're not doing that anymore?
They could just revise the Constitution, like how the U.S. government has so many amendments to their own when it's convenient for them.
It seems like it's not an easy thing to do.
No, there'd be a lot of pushback on it. And some, mainly the boomers would be like, no, you need paperwork. Everyone's going to come in and take everything. They're going to take our casino money. And here, like, we don't even get it.
Paper isn't a thing anymore. Like, it's dying.
Yeah, that's true.
So how are they going to keep track?
That's why they put it in place in 1953 to begin with, because they were saying the potential uranium revenues.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be distributed between Navajos. So they were saying, like, people are going to start claiming that they're Navajo to get those potential uranium fund, like, payouts.
And look, like, yeah, there's always like one person who's going to be like, oh, I'm Navajo to get money. But I feel like that wouldn't have happened a lot. I don't know.
Have you seen
Killers of the Flower Moon? That's different.
And that's big money. No, they would. The white people would come in and marry the Osage and take their oil.
That's different.
Yeah, we're talking uranium, not oil.
Exactly.
It's so different.
It's so different. But that's different just because they were marrying into it, and legally they had rights to their spouses.
Yeah.
Property and all that stuff.
When their spouse perished, they kept everything.
Yeah. So that was a little different.
Yeah, but if uranium was booming and those revenues were coming in crazy, they would have changed the laws to something like that.
So this opens up for the rhetorical question of how do we protect ourselves from pretendians? That's always going to be the question. Who gets to claim indigeneity?
Indigenous people.
And how? I can only speak from our tribe, from Diné, that, okay, obviously blood quantum was created by the U.S. government, and it measures indigeneity through race and biology. But through us, it measures it through kinship, through relationships, like we've talked about lived connections. Because when you can have those relationships with people on the reservation, you can be like, oh, that's my cousin right there.
Look at him.
Mm-hmm. Look at him. See, he's all ugly now.
Yeah, all greasy face. That's my cousin.
That's my cousin over there. I used to party with my cousins. Well, your brother did. So that's kind of Weird.
Everything's so
Everything's
weird.
so weird. It's been a weird day. So I think if we reject those systems that were put in place and replacing it with Diné defined standards like ancestry, clan, cultural knowledge, it's basically saying that only we, not the federal government or anybody else, can decide who belongs. That's what you call sovereignty in action.
Oh, I gotcha. And that's what Colin Bradley's talking about.
Oh my God, I almost thought of Bradley Cooper. I was like, my mind went there.
Have you seen him lately?
No, is he pretendian?
No, poor guy. He got some work done and it didn't.
Ew, no.
Yeah, he's getting Zac Efron-esque.
I think I'll have a point when I'll be able to accept my wrinkles. But
Yeah.
now's not the time. I'm not ready yet.
Well, you don't have any wrinkles.
I have them around my eyeballs
Let me see. No, those are just your eyelids.
because I cry all the time.
She cries a lot. That's her not my name.
That's my name.
Always crying.
That's a new clan.
Your next clan.
My next clan, one who cries a
One who
lot.
cries a lot. And I'm
Oh, shit.
I'm he who walks around her as she cries.
With a boner. Ew. Just kidding. Oh my God, you're so nasty, babe. That should be a
You
clan
are-
too. Nasty clan.
You'll be Dirty Girl Clan.
Shut up. You'd be Dirty Panties clan.
Now wear your panties.
Dirty shorts.
The only reason my panties are dirty is because I'm wearing
Shut
yours.
up. Whatever. So anyways,
just inside them out.
inside them out Pennies clan.
Inside out, backwards, panties clan.
Sick.
Thong.
So pretendians rely.
It's
They-
a lie, Steven.
So this is what I found really interesting, that pretendians rely on colonial frameworks like checking that box or claiming distant ancestry.
Oh, that's why you're asking me what box I used to check.
I think that's where I was getting at. Yeah.
Ew.
But I always wonder, like, why did I fucking do that? That's so stupid. See, like learning and unlearning things.
Well, because
There you
it's
go.
both.
Because it's both.
Well, you thought you're both.
I think I was told that.
Yeah.
Remember how in the beginning of my identity, back in episode 9, if you guys want to go back and listen to that episode, I did talk about how when my dad wasn't, when my dad wasn't around in the beginning, I didn't have that identity. I didn't have the Biligana identity, even though aesthetically I was light-skinned. So in the first language that I learned, the Dóone'é language, I was always told Ki'ani Nishle. That was who I was. And nothing else. It was Ki'ani Nishle, Ki'ani Bashashi, Ki'ani. No, I was kidding.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. My mom. Yeah. So when my dad came back into the picture, maybe that's probably where it came about.
Made you all discombobulated. You started checking all the boxes.
Maybe he said something. It's not really clear how or why that happened, but it just happened. I remember doing that.
When was the last time you did that?
When I was a kid.
Checking boxes? But
Yeah.
now.
No.
Yeah.
Like even in high school, I didn't put 2 or more races or anything. I put American Indian. I still do because my mom is. And fuck my dad. Just kidding. But yeah, so I think those pretendians, they want to feel important or included, or they romanticize it. They check those boxes. They claim distant ancestry. Like you said earlier, my great grandmother was a Cherokee princess. But in our culture, in our Dóone'é, culture, it emphasizes the relational verification that outsiders cannot fake. And when we talk,
gotcha.
so they can't take that away. Maybe they can learn about our clan systems. Maybe they can attempt to say it. Maybe they learn how to say it.
Or they make up their own too.
Yeah, but then like people are going to always dive in further when it comes to your clans. Because the next question that always follows with what's your clan, where are you from? They do want to know where you're from because they know people in that area.
Everyone knows everyone.
Exactly. And then they want to know who your parents are.
Yep.
They're like, who's your parents? What are their names? And you're like, Connor. And they're like, oh my God, I know them.
Oh, that was my teacher.
Yeah. So everybody knows your parents. You're popular.
For better or for worser.
So, yeah. And I think with also, I don't think anyone can just say, which I always found interesting when people were like, oh, I'm Cherokee. I was always like, why don't they ever say Navajo? Because we're like the second biggest tribe.
The second?
Are we the second or are we the biggest?
Yeah, we're the biggest.
So Cherokee's not the biggest.
Maybe as far as enrolled members, I don't know.
Okay.
I know the reservation, Navajo reservation's the largest.
Yeah. So I was always thinking like they can't do those DNA testings for Navajo, right? Like if you say you're Navajo, I don't know.
They can't?
They can or can't? Where was I getting at with this? Shit. Shit. I lost my train of thoughts because I'm thinking about new clans.
So if Wes Studi told you he's Cherokee, you'll be like, yeah, right.
No, I would believe him. I don't know why. I don't know. He looks it. Ugly, huh? Well, pretendians would have to show, like if they said they were Navajo, they'd have to show those relationships that they have in those Navajo communities. How are they going to show that?
Can't.
Yeah, because they can't demonstrate. Do they even know what that word means?
Key.
They're all ke. Yeah, they aren't recognized by people who actually know what it means to live in Diné ways. You can't fake being known by a community or by community.
You can pay them, give them all $20.
You can pay individuals, but I don't think you can or get the whole community on your side. I don't know. Like there are certain people we've adopted. At one point, we gave Leonardo DiCaprio an Indian card, but now it's revoked because he nasty. Mark Ruffalo gets one. He's a good ally of indigenous peoples.
How about Jeff Goldblum?
I don't know. Why you say Jeff Goldblum?
I don't know.
Like, why do you say, what the heck? You just want him to be one.
I know who recently got enrolled into Standing Rock Sioux Tribe.
Who?
Basketball player Kyrie Irving was enrolled in 2021.
What?
Yeah, his mom was.
Say that one more time.
Kyrie Irving?
No, the tribe.
Standing Rock.
I thought he was Lakota.
Well,
is that the same thing?
Yeah, Standing Rock Sioux is Lakota.
I'm sorry, Lakotians.
So the Lakotas gave him a name as part of his son.
Aww.
And the name they gave him was Little Mountain.
Just cute.
But so Kyrie Irving is a member of the Lakota Standing Rock tribe. And basketball season is underway right now. And the Spurs just won yesterday. So they're 3-0.
Congrats.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. I also wanted to say that traditional Diné law doesn't see belonging as blood percentage because it's about responsibility, behavior, and recognition. So someone who claims Diné identity but doesn't live in alignment with the teachings like Dóone'é and having that respect for the land and people, it reveals themselves as not of the community no matter what they claim. So while the colonial system used blood quantum to exclude genuine indigenous people, Diné law uses community ties to exclude outsiders who don't belong. So it does reclaim that traditional concept of belonging. So I want to ask a question to you just to see your thoughts on...
Who, me?
Yes, you. So if we started reclaiming our old ways in how we identify as Diné by bringing back those clan systems of how we identify. It's not just that, though. It's about having the relationship with the community as well. Do you think that would make it easier for pretendians to get in or to stay out? What do you think?
I don't think it would make it easier. And it would boost up, I think, community and language.
I agree. I think so too. I think that's how we can reclaim our language.
Yeah, we tried Rosetta Stone, but that didn't work.
I didn't try Rosetta Stone.
Well, remember they are giving out copies to everyone, and then they stopped. They don't support it anymore. It's not even on the website.
Yeah, we did try to do that. There are, I think, what was that one that the boys were doing? Duolingo.
And then you can get Rosetta Stone through San Juan Library. I think it's like $2.50.
Oh.
But you can't just go on the Rosetta Stone website anymore.
Unless you can find like old CDs and
Bootleg.
tapes. And then you have to have like old CDs and tapes.
CD-ROM.
I think reclaiming that language too requires you having a conversation with somebody as well, immersing yourself in the language. An elder. And by that too, we don't want you guys to laugh at us. We're learning the mockery and all of that and how we're trying to learn the language is not helpful. I think it would, definitely strengthen our relationships. So, they wouldn't have those. It would be harder if we went back to the old system. I think it'd be harder for pretendians to talk about our stories and our cultures and our traditions. I just think pretendians also, we all know this, that they appropriate a lot. Look at what Buffy St. Marie did, wearing headdresses and shit.
Yeah, romanticize.
Yeah, they do. So moving beyond blood quantum.
What's beyond? Infinity?
It doesn't open the doors or the door to pretendians. It closes the colonial one they walk through. So for our listeners, or I like to
I just like copying you. Chauffeur.
Did I say that?
Here, chauffeur.
Shut up.
Listeners.
Shut up.
Okay, what were you going to say?
I'd like to invite our listeners to reflect on these questions of who knows you? Who do you answer to? Don't say Jesus Christ.
God.
But who knows you? Who do you know?
Everyone.
So it's about taking back our own identity. Don't worry about fakers trying to weasel their way in. It's not giving them power. That's beyond blood quantum. That's what, like, we're just reclaiming our identity when we move past blood quantum. In the end, being Diné isn't something you claim. It's something that we live every day. And I think I do say that in our closing too. It's something you live every day with your people. It's those relationships that we are held accountable for, or relationships with our ancestors, our elders, our community, ourselves. And that's what it all boils down to.
In the melting pot.
What? What?
Yeah, boiling. Fire made soup yesterday. It was good.
And I melted some meat. I got tummy ache.
You melted meat.
I melted some lard. That's what gave me a tummy
lard.
ache.
Yeah, Milo was eating all that fried.
I know. How come he didn't get a stomach ache? I don't think my tumsies can handle it anymore. Does that make me not Navajo? Does it make me a pretendian?
That lessens your blood quantum.
Oh, shit.
I can't eat fry bread. Let me see here. CIB.
Oh, no. Well, we got to tear those things up. Well, that concludes our episode.
Finico.
And we'd like to invite you to share your stories with us on any of our episodes. We'd like to hear your thoughts on blood quantum and how you identify. What you think of it all the way around. Email us at halfbreedspodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on our social media. We're mainly on Instagram, guys, because we're so old. We can't
IG.
we're available on Facebook, and God, that's even older.
Yeah.
But we're there. We're on TikTok too. So I guess if you want to hit us up on there. Are we on Threads?
Yeah, we have Threads. We have all that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just hit us up. We'll get the message somehow.
Some way, somehow.
Someday.
Someday, some year. We'll see it and we'll respond.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of our crew. We hope that you learned something about us today and about yourself and about our community, and keep those relationships tight. Keep practicing in motion. It needs to be in motion.
We will keep this conversation going because identity isn't fixed and neither are we. Follow us, share your stories, and remember, you're not a fraction.
You're a whole.
No, you're whole, like all together.
Yeah.